Hi, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade leaders. We are preparing for September 2nd. And as we prepare for September 2nd, we are starting over at the very beginning. We are going to start in Genesis 1, and we have a whole 3 years to make it through the whole Bible with the kids. And I'm excited about this. I'm excited about getting to start in this place with a huge group of new kids to us. I am excited to get to share how God had a plan from the very beginning, and we get to tell them what the beginning is so they understand the beginning, and how that worked all the way through Scripture, and how it's continuing to work even today as we wait for Jesus to return. All right, in your small groups today, you have some little papers that look like this to get started. It's called Have You Ever? And this week will be the only week that you use these because I think the kids will kind of get tired of it, but I have some other ones for you guys the rest of the time. And what they're supposed to do is collect a signature from someone, preferably in your small group, but if they want to roam around to a 3rd grade table, if they're not at a 3rd grade table, or within 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade where people have these, you're welcome to let them do that too. Be mindful that our littlest ones are still trying to figure out what's going on in these rooms, so we need to help set the good example for them. Anyway, what they're supposed to do is find somebody who could answer each one of these things, and they should have a different person for each one. It's a good time because we're just getting started and a lot of people are just coming back, for us to take this time for kids to get to know each other and actually know each other's names instead of just what each other look like. And our groups change over so quickly from week to week that it'll be good to spend some time doing that this week. All right, we'll move into large group, and you have some guest large group leaders at Parkway Victoria this weekend. And then we will move into small group. Before you move into small group, there will be a new Operation Christmas Child video this week. Also, we're starting our coin collection, and so encourage your small group to bring their change, bring their pennies, bring their nickels, their dimes, or if they find it in a car seat or in the parking lot, bring that to put it in our jug. We're trying to fill it up, and my big goal for us, a God-sized number, is $1,000. Wouldn't it be so fantastic for us to tell the whole church that our group of kids raised $1,000 to ship shoe boxes across the world so that we can share the message of Jesus with everyone? So that's where we are. Then in your small groups, you are going to have a bag full of papers that look like this. Each kid's going to get a piece of paper. They'll need some scissors, and you'll also have some Scotch tape in your baskets so that they can put their cubes together. Now what they're going to do is cut out their cube and then fold it along all of the lines. And once they fold it, they're going to start folding it in together and taping it. You notice I put some tape right here, and there's some tape right here, and there's some tape right here. You'll see it when you're putting it together. I left the top part open so I could show you how it gets put together as we close up our little cube. So we closed up the top, and I got a piece of tape right there. I just folded the top down. I'm going to fold the tape over the seam and do that all across the top of the box so that we have our cube. And then, and I know our cubes are a little flimsy, I'm sorry. They'll have fun with them anyway. What they can do is take turns rolling their cube and help them know what day of creation all of these things were created. So let's look at these pictures together. This to me looks like this is probably day 1, where God created the light. where he created day and night, and he said it was good. And then day 2, he created, probably this one, the sky, the land, and the seas, and he said it was good. And then he created I'm guessing that's plants and trees. Does it look like plants and trees to you? Plants and trees, that is on day 3, and said it was good. Then on day 4, he created the sun, and the moon, and the stars, and set all of the stars in the sky. Crazy to think of how many stars are in the sky, and that God created all of that in one day. So that's on day 4. Day 5 are the fish of the sea and the birds of the air. And then on day 6, God created the land creatures and people. And we're going to talk more about people next week, but people were definitely a part of the story. And God created man from the dust and woman from the rib of the man. And then on day 7, God rested, but we only have a 6-sided cube. So that's a really good way for the kids to review. I will make sure that you have a list of all of those days in your small group leader guides. Then you have a fun memory verse activity. It's going to be a piece of paper with all of the words backwards on the whole piece of paper. What you're supposed to do is ask the kids to read it to you if they can. And if they can't, that's okay, because you have a handy dandy mirror in your basket. And the kids are going to take the paper one at a time with the mirror and read from the mirror what the words say. And the words are, all things have been created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. Colossians 1:16 through 17. And so, just another reminder for our kids. Remember, we have a large group of kids who are brand new to us and are just learning most of these things for the very, very, very first time. What we are helping do is set the foundation for them that God was there in the very, very beginning. Before there was a man, before there was a woman, before there was a earth, before any of it, God was there, and Jesus was right there with him. And that he had a plan for the world in the very beginning. Then you will pray and send your kids home with encouraged to have another great week of school. Everyone should have started school by now, and I'm sure they are excited to check that out. I am so thankful for you guys. Thank you for leading. I'll see you again soon.